So with Caleb though, as you said, he declared for the draft. His season, the man put up 19.8 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.4 blocks, 57.8% from the field, 25.9% from 3-point range, and 71.3% from the free throw. And he's considered a top 5 pick. Good news is he is expected to be medically cleared to participate in pre-draft workouts. So, are you surprised that Caleb left?
Nah, now I'm not surprised. I said, I hate that he did, but say they just need to be the first one out the way, then build. True, they do. They just need that first championship out the way, and then they can build from there.
Fact.
But I'm not very surprised because we knew in the back of our heads he was probably going to go. We were hoping he wouldn't. We was hoping for the run back. He still may come back.
He not. He
He
not.
not.
Honestly, he he would have, and I said this last week. He would have if his draft stock had fallen. If his draft stock had fallen because of the injuries, he would have came back. But because he's still
Yeah.
considered a top 5 lock, like he's not dropping below the 5th pick, there's no point. There's no point in staying. Honestly. There's no point in staying outside of I just want to run it back and try to win an actual national championship in college, and I like the college atmosphere. Which I mean, if that's what you want, perfectly fine. I'm not mad at you for that.
And
Obviously,
on
as a
top
Tar
of
Heel
that,
fan, I'd love for you to come
and on
back.
top of that, there's rumor, and there's on top of that, there's rumor that he might actually be going higher than people think he's going to anyway. So they're saying he might actually go before some other stars in this draft. So I would even say it's more rowdy. See football fans than you Texas basketball fans too. They just don't care for Texas basketball, except maybe the UT students. And he can make more money NIL than rookie contracts. It's true.
Mm,
Those will always going to leave after the first year. I'm not surprised.
hold on, let me talk about that Kyle point. He can make more money NIL than rookie contract. Straight up salary wise, yeah, he probably could. Here's the thing though. Being a pro frees him up a whole lot more for endorsements everywhere. He ain't got to worry about whether the contract he's taking is approved through the NIL process or not. He ain't gotta he ain't gotta go through that process. He ain't gotta sit there and work out the legalities of the NCAA. It's literally just him, his agent, and whatever company says we want to sponsor you. And that's what I'm saying. Already with New Balance, he's already New Balance, and he ain't got to worry about that no more. The NCAA could get out of his pocket, which hey, listen, I'm all for getting your money and everything. I just wish they could get it without the NCAA having their eyes and ears on everything. They already make enough money as it is, but he's gonna make more money in the long run, anyways, too.
I mean, yeah, like longevity wise, yeah, he's gonna make more money that way. It's already New Balance, and that's true. Oh,
And
Caleb
plus,
Wilson already has a sponsorship with New Balance.
yeah, that's what I was just talking about. And plus, the other factor is, and I get the NIL contract, I do. To me, the NIL is more for those guys who are fringe pro worthy. They're the guys who like have the talent to go to the pros, but they may or may
I
not
think
get picked. It's like they may or may not get picked up due to some odd reason, like for whatever reason. So they make a good amount of money in college, and if they don't get picked up in the pros, obviously they made their money, they got their bag, and got to do what they do. But
revenge against state facts.
facts. But for guys who are going in the draft, like for example, let's flip sports. Let's say Fernando Mendoza had an extra year eligibility. What possible reason would Fernando Mendoza, as the number 1 overall consensus pick, have to come back aside from he could make more money off of NIL than his rookie contract? What reason? Like, there's no reason for him to stay. You get what I mean?
I mean, that's the reason for him to stay. Is if he could make more money off the NIL, then he'll make more money off the NIL.
But I'm saying you're making more off the NIL now. But the whole point is you're trying to get to the pros anyways, and you're gonna make way more than you ever can off NIL in the pros.
But
To
that's
me,
if you perform, though. If you perform, I'm not saying Caleb won't. I believe he will. But if you don't perform, we even take Mendoza for a thing. If Mendoza goes out, gets number one pick, first round draft pick money, but ends up being a Sam Darnold in his first couple of seasons, when they waive him off that 5th year, well, if they don't pick up his 5th-year option or they let him go early, he's not going to make the big buku money that you would feel like he should deserve at that spot.
because here's the thing, based off just last year, right?
More views than Superpower.
Because here's the thing, based off last year, right? Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick.
Right.
Cam Ward signed a 4-year fully guaranteed contract with a 5th-year option. That's at $48 million total.
Right.
That there ain't no NIL that's giving you something like that.
No, I'm not, and we're not going to sit here and say it's going to be this major comparison. But basketball wise, it might be a little bit different. I don't know what the rookie contracts is basketball wise for first rounders.
I just think, to me, the NIL,
NFL wise, yeah, you're going to make $48 million as a quarterback, absolutely, first rounder.
To me, the NIL, I guess, just from my perspective, is more for that guy who performs in college, but you knew in the back of your head he wasn't probably going to the pros just because he may not have fit the stereotypical build or whatnot, or he may not have fit like the mold of a really good quarterback. For example, if Gio Lopez goes out, does well at Wake Forest, right? Teams still aren't going to be looking at Gio Lopez as a draft pick right now. You get what I'm saying? But Gio can make that money while he's at Wake Forest. And if he doesn't go to the pros, cool. But if he does, awesome. I think that's who the NIL was made for. I don't think the NIL is made for the superstars who you know are going. Because even if they don't perform after that first contract, they're still going to get that big first contract as a rookie.
I mean, yeah,
they're drafted in the first round. So that's just my 2 cents.
So, didn't know this, but just to add some insult to injury to Duke, did you know that Duke is the first number 1 seed ever in March Madness history to lose after leading by 15 plus points at halftime?
Ha! Oh yeah, they were 134-0. And now they're 134-1.
Number 1 seeds were 134-0. Now Duke added a blemish to that record.
Ha! I love it. I pray on their downfall. I was hate watching. I don't care what y'all say. I was hate watching. Silky Johnson, Buck Nasty, and Beautiful were in my living room watching with me. I had to play a haters ball going off in my living room. And guess what? I'm proud of it. And if you know about that reference, I rock with you. If you don't know, you're too young.
Oh, and then somebody else pointed out, over the last 11 years, North Carolina has made more of its opportunities than Duke has going away. Duke, 2 Final Four appearances in 11 years, 0 title game appearances, 0 titles. UNC in 11 years, 3 Final Four appearances, 3 title game appearances, and 1 title.
Yeah, because us, Villanova, and UConn are the only teams that have made 3 Final Four appearances since 2016.
But you know, Duke.
But people want to say we. It's always about who's got number 1 draft picks? Who's got superstars in the NBA? We talking about college right now.
I'll give it like this. I'll say this. Duke tends to have the better individual players when it comes down to to basically putting on individual performances for recognition, such as like, yeah, you'll have more NBA All-Stars that might have gone to Duke compared to North Carolina. However, North Carolina tends to have the better overall teams.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this. Truth be told, Duke to me didn't start having the better NBA players until around Kyrie Irving.
Why didn't Boozer just hold the ball? So speaking of that, right? So we were supposed to have a guest on today. He had some stuff come up. We were talking about that just a couple of days ago. What basically said was, one, Hurley is a psychopath of a coach, because in a situation where everyone expected UConn to foul, they didn't. And it tricked Boozer into thinking, oh, they're coming, they're going to box me in, they're going to foul me to stop this clock to get this ball back. They didn't. He ended up throwing a bad pass that gets tipped, thus leading to the last shot of the game.
So I got two things about that. Ready? One, that wasn't a dumb move. You had 10 seconds on the clock. Like,
I said it was dumb.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. What I mean by dumb is like, and dumb is the wrong word. I don't think it was psychopathic, because I got 10 seconds on the clock. Yeah, I'm going for 2 traps. I'm going to see if I can get a steal first. I am 1,000% going to run that risk because I know, okay, I got to get a foul eventually, which is fine. Cool, whatever. 2, there's a video from earlier this season where Duke's head coach,
backcourt violation in the game over.
There was no backcourt violation because in college it's 10 seconds. They wouldn't have got a backcourt violation. It was exactly 10 seconds.
Earlier in that game, though.
They should have. However, what I'm saying is
in the Michigan game, there should have been one, but that's a different situation.
Yeah. However, what I'm saying is because it was exactly 10 seconds, they wouldn't have got a backcourt violation if they just held it there. But here's the thing. Earlier this season, there's a clip that popped up. The Duke head coach was sitting there going over film with the team, and they were watching the Chicago Bulls. They were watching the Chicago Bulls and I want to say the Phoenix Suns. Similar situation. Suns guard gets trapped in the corner like how Cam Boozer did. And like when Cam first got the ball in balance, gets trapped in the corner. And they asked him, they said, all right, what do you do in this situation? You hear Caden, hey, long time no see, boy. Hit that like button. And he made it for the 1-year anniversary. Thank you, Beats. Appreciate you. So they ask him, all right, what do you do in this situation? Caden, and you hear other players, but you hear Caden allowed to say, oh, yeah, just throw it down court. The coach said, no, don't do that. Just throw it straight, hold on, and then throw it straight in the air and let the clock run out. Like, just throw it literally just straight up, as high as you can, up in the rafters. And then by the time the ball comes back down, the clock's gonna run out. So the simple fact of the matter that they went over this scenario, and in the heat of the moment, Caden did not do what his coach told him to do, is hilarious.
Deb unconsciously made it.
Yes, you did, sir.
To tell you the truth, it can be argued that he did do what he was coached to do. But once again, as you're trying to throw the ball up, it got tipped.
That is good. I will say this. In that situation, crazy as it's kept, that's a bounce pass. One good pump fake, get them both jumping, bounce pass it past them, game over.
Oh, in my opinion, I'm running in the middle of the court. I don't know why. I'm not running down the side.
Oh, no. Caden caught it in the middle, but I'm saying both coming, pump fake like I was going to do that pass, bounce pass it right under their legs. It's over.
Like I said, I'm not going towards no sideline. I'm in the middle of the court. Y'all gonna all have to find me.
The other thing is none of them were comfortable shooting free throws.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing that got me confused. Like none of them were comfortable just holding the ball and shooting free throws.
Oh, you're talking about forcing UConn to foul them?
Yeah. Hold the ball, force UConn to foul me. I'm shooting free throws.
Listen, man, it happened when you in the heat of the moment. And on top of that, like I said, both your best players are freshmen. They ain't never been here before.
And we be trying to tell y'all that.
Stuff
But
happens.
nobody listens.
Stuff happens. It is what it is.